This has been one of the most encouraging days of my life in this business. This morning, we announced that we will be heading to California to investigate the massive fraud in that state that makes Minnesota look like child's play. You're talking about fraud on a nation-state level. $200 or $300 billion worth of fraud, including but not limited to trains to absolutely nowhere, high-speed rail grift, homeless grift, the Pacific Palisades houses, nothing being rebuilt, all of it being laundered into the pockets of the Democrat elites in the state. And the Democrat elites in the state are panicking because, as we saw this week, Tim Walz effectively dropping out of the governor's race in Minnesota and ending his political career because of the fraud. This is a real career killer.
And listen, I saw that online. I didn't make a video about it, but I saw that Tim Walz backed down from his campaign because Nick Shirley came out of nowhere and just exposed this fraud that was happening in his state. And with the Somalians really taking advantage of being in America and having these businesses where they said they could have up to 90-something children at this daycare, and many of them in Minnesota, where they were finally caught, not having any kids there. And then as soon as went viral and got exposed to the world, all of a sudden, the Somalian people were like, "Oh, we need to quickly get some video footage of having some kids come into this building." And then, we're freaking out now because we're being caught. They're being caught, and now it's encouraged many other people, like Benny Johnson here, going to California, which is gonna be something very hard to tackle, and his security needs to be on point with doing something this big. And this is something I mentioned during the reaction for Nick Shirley, is these guys need some help. There's no way they can do this, but they need to be very solid on their approach on getting this fraud being exposed, because you're not just going against the fraud, you're going against corruption of this government, the people that are allowing this to happen. And these people, we're talking organizations, we're talking companies, we're talking elites, we're talking people with their own security, people with military backgrounds. It could be anything. You don't even know what you're getting yourself into by just exposing the fraud, waste, and abuse. Let's see what Benny Johnson's going to do.
And the people of California have had enough. Those people have been responding to our email, fraud@bennyjohnson.com, fraud@bennyjohnson.com. And that email has now received over 1,000 tips from state employees, from people that work in federal office and state office and local office, from people that work in municipalities all across California, and regular Californian citizens. Thousands of emails pouring in, one email per minute on average, with direct evidence of fraud, telling us where we should look, what we should investigate. And so we are saying, thank you. This movement is rolling strong. We are going to show exactly the grift and the theft that has occurred in California. It's affected you and me. The American taxpayers pay for this. It has to end. And along with it, the politicians that allowed it and most likely profited from it, due to the fact that a lot of this is about buying votes. So we look forward to seeing everyone in California next week. It's going to be a great week, ladies and gentlemen. Be uplifted. This is independent journalism. This is how we save America.
Quickly here, federal prosecutors warn that arrests are coming after massive fraud found in California homeless services. We found the money. Federal prosecutors are saying that they have found billions in fraud in California. Some estimates are up to $250 billion, $250 billion in fraud. That's why we're heading there next week. Federal prosecutors probing corruption in California's homeless services promise that more arrests will come after 2 real estate executives were busted for allegedly bilking taxpayers out of millions. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Alasai told the Post that a coalition of federal agencies has uncovered wrongdoing at a staggering scale. And he blasted Democrats' colossal failures for letting corruption fester for years.
And see, everybody knew about this. Everybody knew about this. We the people already knew about this. and we couldn't and didn't do anything about it. We were all just told to just move along, just continue living day to day, go to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, enjoy your weekends, go to the club, go drinking, go party, go do your thing, live life. While there was corruption stealing more money from you than you could ever imagine, to the point where they're telling the people in California, and specifically California, yes, we're going to take care of our homeless problem, when for years it's gotten worse. From the moment we moved there, when I was in elementary, I was young, to the point where I left California, it has gotten worse. There's places in San Francisco specifically where they're just completely taking over the city, where it's very uncomfortable to walk around. Not just because you just see them, because it smells bad. I mean, you got to think, people come from all different places around the country and go to California knowing it's basically a safe haven for homeless people. And that's not good. What are we encouraging our children to see, especially if you live in California, and you watch this on the news, whatever state you're from, and you see that homeless people are taking over, and you have leadership that were elected somehow saying that they're going to solve these problems, and then the moment people start really complaining about it, the leadership quickly does something to do a short temporary solution to shut everybody up. Oh, we're building some houses here, or some buildings. I know specifically in the city I was in, they created I think it was 20 or 30 different little shelters that had their own kitchens, their kitchens, bedrooms, and stuff like that. And I think they all of them shared a huge trailer that consisted of showers and toilets and stuff. And it was to help transition homeless people to get back into society. Now, if I go online right now to check how that is doing, because I know exactly where it's located, I am very curious to see the status of where they're at. See, so I went to the website, and the first thing they try to do is put a freaking kid and say homelessness can happen to anyone. They use the emotional effect to capture these gullible, stupid-ass people in California to say, oh my gosh, let's feel sorry, let's get our emotions out. No, we need to start encouraging people in different ways to get back into society. Posting a picture of a little kid smiling and putting Shelter Inc. and then saying homelessness can happen to anyone is just a slap in everybody's face. This doesn't encourage people to get back into society. Tells you how to get involved, what to do. I remember when I was there, I spoke to city officials, and I've asked them, is there something I can do a lot more than just donating money or giving food to homeless people? I want to actually make an impact to homeless people. Being able to question them, being able to figure out how they got there, prevent themselves from getting back out there again, and what we can do to move them out of the streets and into some type of shelter that they can support themselves, helping them get a resume, a job, figuring out how to get them to do interviews. I mean, get them back out in the world. Look at this. The number of California homeless persons grew by nearly 48,000 post-pandemic. When was the post-pandemic? Can anybody answer me this? I swear, anytime I'm talking about COVID, there's people that are like, oh yeah, COVID still exists. But all of a sudden, we don't have to stand 6 feet away from each other. We don't have to wear masks anymore. We don't have to get the COVID shot. I mean, COVID ended, and it never started, honestly, in my opinion. It was just the damn flu. And, people out there are probably going to give me shit for it, but, many people have died. Well, many people have died from the flu. It's the flu. It can kill people. This place, I don't know if this is the same exact place I went to. Yeah, this is the place. Yes. So it was a gated community. Yep. They have their own shopping center? This is interesting. Common areas. Okay. Yeah, this is the place right here. I remember coming in here. So actually, some of these buildings weren't even here. This white building wasn't here. I don't remember that building. I remember the very early stages of this construction, and I pulled in there because I was curious. I wanted to see if homeless people were actually living here, for one, and to figure out what I can do to actually help them besides just dropping off food and giving them money. I wanted to actually make an impact, and I still do. It's just figuring out a way to basically separate the people that really are just abusing the system just to get the freebies and stay out there in the street and live another day. As long as they can get some type of food, they have some type of clothing to protect themselves from the elements, from being outside. I mean, there's people that do not want to get back into society, and this is something a VA rep has told me, that we're specifically helping military veterans that were homeless in the Bay Area in California. He said a majority of them do not even want to get back into society. They come to these events to get the freebies of, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and deodorant, all these things, and then they go back out into the streets. They just go and get the freebies. There are a few that do get, some help that they want. But that is so discouraging. As an American taxpayer, we're giving a lot of money to our government that's supposed to be helping, homeless people. But what are we doing? Are we helping them stay on the street? Or are we encouraging them to get back into society, to contribute? I mean, that should be the main objective. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.